Welcome to today's broadcast of Carroll High School Athletics. This is CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. Now, here are your Carroll Chargers.
Hello, Charger fans, and welcome to Carroll Charger basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Colin Miller, along with Christian Miller, Matthew James, and we'll be calling your game today against the Northrop Bruins and the Carroll Chargers here from the Carroll High School Gymnasium.
All right. Well, it should be a good game. Northrop's ranked 20th in the state, so we'll see how talented they can be. They got two twins there, Bryson and Brenton Scott. Bryson's got 20 points a game, and he's going to Purdue, so Carroll will have to stop him if they're going to have a chance to win.
I mean, looking at their size as well, some match up. I mean, Northrop looks to be a little bit taller than Carroll, but size may play a role in this game other than shooting from outside.
I know if you're a guard and you're shorter, the long arms can bother you and it's hard to make shots, so Carroll will have to be careful of that.
What are you thinking, Christian?
I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty even matchup. You know, Northrop might have a little bit of an advantage with, Bryson Scott. And I think if Carroll tries real hard, they can come out with a W.
Yeah, and I mean, not forgetting Brenton as well. Both of them are stellar athletes and stellar basketball players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just see what Carroll can pull out and see if they can come out with a win.
We'll find out. We'll be right back at the start of the game.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Welcome back to Carroll Charger basketball here on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. We're a few minutes away from tip-off, but first, here's Christian Miller with our starting lineups.
Okay, Carroll starting lineup, number 5, Chandler White, number 15, Tanner Ginder, number 21, Jonathan McKeeman, number 23, Adam Freiberger, and number 43, John Hester. And now for Northrop starting lineup. We got number 4, Brenton Scott, number 5, Dominique Hogue, number 10, Jacob Claypool, number 23, the big man, Bryson Scott, and last but not least, we got number 33, R.J. Edwards.
All right, well, should be an interesting game. Carroll's 0-3 so far to start their season, and Northrop's 2-0. It's going to be a really tough game. We'll see how it all unfolds in a few minutes when we tip off. We'll be right back at the tip-off.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And welcome back to Carroll Charger basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. We're just about set for tip-off here as John Hester will take it for Carroll against R.J. Edwards for Northrop. And we'll see how this all unfolds in just a few seconds as everybody gets set. Colin, Christian, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
I'm seeing that Northrop, as good as they may be, especially to the coaches' polls and the rankings, it could go either way, actually. What about you, Christian?
I don't know. I think the Neon Nation's looking pretty good tonight with a blackout. But we'll see how it goes.
We'll see as John Hester won the tip-off for Carroll. John McKeeman comes up as he's up, finds Hester down low, and no. Well, gets his own rebound. That's Freiberger to Ginder for 3. Air ball, long on the shot. McKeeman gets it though. He drives, finds Freiberger, and he crosses over. Shoots, and off the front rim, rebounded by R.J. Edwards.
And already they're having trouble putting that ball in the bucket.
Well, we saw a little bit of shooting troubles the other night, so hopefully it won't hurt them again. And there's an offensive foul, a moving screen, I believe, on Dominic Hogue. That's what Carroll need to do. They'll need to win some fouls and some mistakes by Northrop.
Exactly, and I mean, if they get to the free throw line, they need to capitalize because that was one of their problems their last game as well.
Well, they had a lot of shooting problems, but we'll see if they're a little bit hotter tonight, and we'll see if they can pull something out and score some points. I love seeing those shootouts.
Let's look for a lot of outside shots from the Chargers.
Well, Ginder takes one right here. No, not quite. Rebounded by Bryson Scott.
And that's his second for a miss.
He takes the shot. No, rims out. As Freiberger with the rebound. Leads up. Stops and resets. Finds Chandler White over to McKeeman. He drives the baseline, and the pass is intercepted by Claypool. He passes it to Bryson Scott, who lays it in for the first basket of the game. Well, we've already seen some talent from the Scott twins tonight, haven't we?
Yes, sir. I mean, we're going to see speed as well.
Freiberger with the three. The answer right back, and Carroll's up 3-2. That's the type of shot they need all night. If they're going to take those outside shots, they better make them.
And they must keep pace with this Northrop Bruin team, as good as they may be.
Oh, look at that dribble from Bryson Scott. There's a blocking foul on Tanner Ginder. Oh, we can see why Bryson Scott's already committed to Purdue, can't we?
Oh, beautiful ball handling.
He just flew right by Freiberger there in the lane. Just his ball handling skills are very impressive.
Yes, they are, and this will be a very fast-paced game. I mean, looking at varsity games already.
As Bryson Scott misses the first free throw.
Yeah, looking at varsity games already, they're fast-paced enough, but with this Northrop Bruin team, it'll be quite a bit more.
Makes the second, and we're tied at 3 with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. White inbounds to Freiberger as he leads up the floor. Tight defense by Scott. And the Scott twins try to steal the ball. And there's a jump ball situation. The ball's going to Northrop. Wow, great defense there. The Scott twins converge there, or submerge on a Freiberger there and force a turnover.
And very uptight. We're going to have to see Carroll make those open spaces, or create those open spaces, make those passes, and
there's a travel.
Yes, and even drive the lane.
Now the other thing we've seen a lot of in the first few games is a lot of travels. They slow down the pace of the game a bit. But Chandler White leads up 2-on-2, and that pass is off the hands of Dominic. No. Oh, the ref didn't see that. That ball was clearly off the hands of Dominic Hogue, but it's going Northrop's way anyway.
I mean, you're standing right there. Ref doesn't see opposing player. Obviously, he's going to call it on you.
Yeah, it's a shame, but we'll see. You know, who knows? It's early in the game as Renton Scott short on the 3 there. As there's a scramble for the ball now. And Carroll's going to get this one. So what have you seen so far here in the opening 2.5 minutes?
I mean, the outside shots, Tanner Ginter's 0-2 right now, but Freiberger has that lone 3 from outside, so...
Well, it's their only basket of the game so far. So far, it's a little low scoring, just 3-3 game. As Ginder finds McKeeman close to a 5-second call. Well, Freiberger leads up now to Ginder. And I think Ginder should not shoot so much and pass more.
Is exactly. And they're going to have a lot of pressure full court, it looks like, this whole game.
Oh, I like that style of defense. It causes turnovers, and the good pressure just really helps your team.
Especially past the 10-second line.
Oh, yeah. And Freiberger loses this one as Bryson Scott leads up. Drives the lane, misses the shot, no foul. He gets his own rebound and puts it in.
We've seen quite a bit of missed shots tonight.
Yeah, in the lane there's been some missed layups, but I'm guessing those will get fixed. You know, these are some talented basketball players. Chandler White leads up for Carroll. On that pass intercepted by Bryson Scott. Right up the lane and one. A little bit of a bump by Chandler White, and that's going to give Bryson Scott the opportunity for the 3-point play. And what impresses me most about him is his smarts, drawing fouls. He seems to be pretty good at that. What else do you think Carroll needs to do here to improve, not down by 4 points?
They just need to keep control of the ball.
Well, that would be a good start. No travels and no bad passes, and we've seen a few of each of them already.
Yeah.
Bryson Scott misses the free throw. A lot of crowd noise from the Blackout Neon Nation as Freiberger leads up. And he draws the foul on Bryson Scott.
Yeah, we may even see that the Blackout Neon Nation may play a role in this game supporting their fellow Carroll Chargers.
Well, they show all loud so far. It seems to distract Scott at the free throw line as Freiberger, his first free throw rims out. Well, another thing Carroll needs to do is make the free throws.
Exactly. I mean, if they get into the bonus, they're really going to have to, because that may play a role in this game.
Now, Freiberger misses both, and an impressive rebound from Garrett Snyder as Brenton Scott leads up. And I thought it was a clean strip, but Chandler White's called for a second foul, and he'll probably have to sit.
Not a clean game so far.
And it's still got a good pace.
Yeah, with about 4 minutes left, we already have 6 fouls total.
Yep. Well, these two teams, it's going to be an intense, chippy game. That's what you want, though. This makes it exciting, hopefully, as Bryson Scott underneath. And that's rejected by John Hester. Scott ends up with the ball, then passes to Garrett Snyder, who lays it in for Northrop. The score now 9-3 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
They really need to learn to convert from defense to an offensive position, because right there, all they did was John Hester just stood there. He didn't attack for the ball.
Well, Mason Miller, who just came in for White, lays it up and in on the baseline. Nice drive there from Mason Miller.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jacob Claypool leads it back up now for Northrop. So he goes to his left and finds Brenton Scott. Back to Claypool for three. He's well short on that, and Mason Miller gets the rebound. Up to Jonathan McKeeman. He blows right past Brenton Scott and lays it right in. And that's it. That's what you want, just drive and clean layups.
I could definitely play, as it always does in basketball, in the lane.
Well, Bryson Scott does the exact same thing, and the lead's back up to 4 for Northrop. We'll see. Obviously a lot of talent, but so far both teams have shown that they can drive and score. All right. Well, Jonathan McKeeman now with the ball for Carroll. Passes to Miller. He now finds Freiberger. He thought about the three, thought better of it. Miller, now behind the arc still, finds John Hester. Back out to Ginder now. Freiberger. Miller drives. And that pass intended for Hester is intercepted. Bryson Scott leads a 3-on-2. Finds Claypool. Lays it right in for Northrop. Now leading 13-7 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter. All right, guys. What do you think Carroll needs to do on offense to prevent those easy layups?
They just got to stay in the middle. I mean, you're having...
What? No, that's Jonathan McKeeman for three.
Exactly as you were saying, they just need to keep that lane clear of all Northrop players. I mean, obviously they can't really do that without a foul. However, they just need to do whatever they can.
Bryson Scott answers right back with Freiberger right in his face. He just steps up and drains it. Very impressive shot.
And it looks like so far, even though it's early, that outside shots, deep shots are going to play a huge role in this game.
Well, so far we've seen they're starting to make them as Miller. No foul called on the play as Garrett Snyder passes to Bryson Scott.
And with Bryson Scott already 10 points tonight with 2 fouls as well.
Well, that's the thing you better be careful of, or he won't see the third quarter. And now Tanner Ginder has 2 for Carroll. The second Carroll player with 2 fouls, so he won't see him or Chandler White for a while, most likely.
Right, and then we're looking at Jonathan McKeeman.
Well, Jonathan McKeeman so far has been the best scorer for Carroll. He has 5 points. Now, what else do you think Carroll can do? Because Northrop seems to be very good in transition.
It still looks like they're playing zone defense, and that could obviously play a role in how Northrop's going to handle the ball and how they're going to take shots, especially outside ones.
Well, Corey Womack just entered the game for Northrop, misses that three, but it's rebounded by Dominic Kogue. Snyder for three, and he nails it. And now Northrop's really starting to knock down those outside shots, now up by 9.
It's really helping them. Carroll just has to, when they get to the free throw line, they need to capitalize to stay in this game.
Well, I think the better strategy is don't chuck up threes. Just try to get some easier shots, and eventually Northrop will go cold, most likely, and they should be able to make a bit of a comeback. As Freiberger rejected, but John Wenger comes in. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You got to lay in those lay in the layups. All right. Well, Claypool now will set it up for Northrop, and with 15 seconds, he will most likely hold for the last shot. He's still standing there. Now, what's your opinion on the zone defense real fast before the end of the quarter?
I'm not a fan of it exactly. I mean, more man-man defense up on them as much as possible. I think that's the most effective. What about you?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a hole in every zone coverage, and if they find it, it's an easy shot. McKeeman, he airballs the buzzer-beating shot, the potential buzzer-beating shot, and that's the end of the first quarter with Carroll trailing Northrop 19-12, and we'll be right back with the second quarter.
This is Coach Beasley, and you're listening to Charger Basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Games.
Well, for Northrop, it's the outside shooting, and I mean, they're doing both things pretty well. I mean, they've missed several shots, but that was early on. They drove the lane, they scored that way, and they scored outside. What do you think, Christian?
I'm thinking Northrop's defense is really impressing me right here, and they're really defending the lane. So no easy layups.
Well, I disagree with that a little. Carroll found a few easy layups near the end of the quarter. But as we start the second now, Jonathan McKeeman with the ball for Carroll. He drives the lane and throws an errant pass right out of bounds past the hands of Mason Miller.
And we're seeing Northrop's playing more that man defense, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, the man defense is definitely better in my opinion.
Yeah.
But occasionally I like those double teams because they seem to force a lot of turnovers.
Correct. I mean, getting the ball to your players, or your best players, maybe Brandon Bryson Scott, or maybe a few others as well.
Well, what do you think the key is to beating this zone defense?
For Northrop, getting this pass and shifting the zone and getting an open pass so they can either drive or take that deep shot, maybe two, maybe a three, and hope for the bucket.
Well, I think it's just a quick ball movement because there's always a hole in the 2-3 zone, and if you find it, there's normally an easy three on the side. Carroll now inbounding to Jonathan McKeeman as he drives, looking for an open man here, and just barely gets that one past Spencer Coward from Northrop, but finds Freiberger anyway. So now Wenger finds McKeeman, and he better be careful, he's near the half-court line. Now finds Freiberger for three. He got it. And Adam Freiberger is shooting the three pretty well. That's his second already in this game. That's like we talked about. They need to make them if they want to win.
Yeah, if Freiberger can keep it up, they might actually have a chance. See now they're down 4 right now.
Thinking they have a chance as well. They just have to capitalize, especially at the free throw line with fouls. And
R.J. Edwards makes the shot for Northrop, about 18 feet out. Impressive shot from the big man. Well, McKeeman will lead it out back now for Carroll, trailing by 6. As he finds Freiberger, steps up, long 2 is good. And his outside shooting is impressive so far.
yes, it is. I mean, that's where he's been all night tonight, well, so far at least.
He's almost single-handedly keeping the Chargers in this game. Corey Womack tries to answer with a three. He misses as McKeeman finds Mason Miller. Down low to Wenger. That pass tipped by Claypool, and he has a fast break going the other way. Tries to shoot. No foul called. Couple of missed shots. And now Mason Miller leads the other way for Carroll. He drives and stops and resets to McKeeman. Finds Miller for three. And that one off the glass.
They really won this three ball.
Well, yeah, if they want to shoot it, they have to make it, or it's just going to kill you taking bad shots. There's a timeout by Northrop. All right, second quarter here, pretty early. What's impressed you so far?
So the outside shooting by Adam Freiberger. I mean, he's staying in that corner, and he's pretty productive for the Chargers.
And what is not impressing you so far?
I'd say just the defense by Carroll. I mean, they're still stuck on that zone. I mean, not being a fan myself of the zone, it seems to be kind of working for them, but for the most part, not really. I mean, the score is 17-21 with Northrop leading. I mean, they've came back with Freiberger having 8 points and more, keeping them in this game so far.
Yeah, well, I don't like the zone, but if they can get it to work, just stick with what works for them. And right now, that's Freiberger's outside shooting. What do you think, Christian?
I'm thinking Jonathan McKeeman's doing pretty good. He's got 5 points right now. He's second right now on the team. And Freiberger, definitely give it to him. Let him shoot the three. But not really sure. Just change up the defense a little.
Well, we'll see here as the identical twins, Bryson and Brenton Scott, started up for Northrop. As Brenton takes the three, he's a little short, and an impressive rebound by Dominic Hogue, but he is fouled on his way up for the putback. He'll get 2 shots at the line.
And now we see a junior, Tony Orr, on the floor as well.
Up his first minutes of the game. We'll see if he can add a little bit of defense, most likely, to the Carroll arsenal here. They need a little defense.
Let's hope.
And again, I think the crowd noise got to Hogue on that first free throw. He almost airballed it. It was definitely short.
Yes, as noisy as this Neon Nation crowd can be.
And Northrop's got a pretty good crowd here themselves as Hogue misses both. But Northrop's got a pretty good crowd right in front of us here. And they're making a decent amount of noise when Carroll has a free throw attempt. Adam Freiberger now leading up the floor for Carroll as he finds Tony Orr, recently checked into the game. And that pass intended for Wenger is knocked away by Hogue, but it goes out of bounds. All right, turnovers. What's the story so far?
Christian?
Not really sure. I think Carroll really needs to work on them. Don't pass it if it's too risky. Definitely.
Well, that was a good pass there, but looks Wenger traveled as he tried to find Tony Orr. So Northrop will get the ball back here, up 21-17 with 4:35 left in the first half.
Yes, and they have these open looks, and they're not capitalizing on this. At least some of them aren't. Adam Freiberger, he is, but the rest of the team, it's not a one-man team.
Well, Bryson Scott seems to think it is for Northrop. He's taking a lot of shots. Now, he is making a lot of them because he does have 10 points, but he can't take too many because eventually he'll go cold.
Yes, and then foul trouble, him with 2 may even play a role in his play.
He hasn't been taken out yet, but I'm sure a third one he'll be sitting for a while.
We have Chandler Whiteout, and he's had several fouls as well, and the Chargers has set him.
Mason Miller is fouled on his way up. He'll get 2 shots at the line.
I don't know, Chandler White, he has that brace on his right shoulder. I don't know if that could be affecting his game or just...
Well, we can't really tell yet. He hasn't taken a shot. He's barely been in the game because of foul trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Mason Miller gets set for his first free throw, which is up and, rims out. About halfway down, and it comes right out. You don't like that as a player.
No, definitely the worst.
Well, we'll see if the second one will be good, but Northrop's fans here making a lot of noise as they came and made the trip here to the Carroll Fieldhouse. The second one also rims out and rebounded by R.J. Edwards as Jacob Claypool will lead it up for Northrop.
Well, let's see here. They're still playing that zone.
And now Brenton Scott makes an errant pass intended for Edwards, and McKeeman will lead it up as Tony Orr definitely traveled to that ball. He had an open mid-range jumper, but he blew that shot with the travel.
And like you said before, there's been a lot of travels these first few games that we've seen.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that just hurting Carroll more than the opponent, and that's not going to help on the win column. Well, Jacob Claypool leads it back up and finds Bryson Scott underneath. This got rejected by Wenger. Garrett Snyder gets it back, and John Hester will get the rebound. And it's a jump ball, and it's going back to Northrop.
Didn't look like I thought they could have played through it. I mean, that just being my opinion.
Well, seemed a little slow.
Yeah.
I think Carroll needs to move the ball a little faster, find an open shot quickly, and then I think they'll score some more points. Well, Brenton Scott takes the three, but misses. Garrett Snyder the rebound, and there's an over-the-back foul called on, I believe, John Wenger. And that'll be his first.
And Brenton and Bryson, they haven't been doing well outside so far. I mean, Bryson having 10 points and Brenton having 2.
Well, yeah, Brenton's been pretty quiet so far. He's only taken 2 or 3 shots. But Garrett Snyder misses his first free throw for Northrop. As the score is still 21-17 here with 3:27 left in the second quarter.
And looking at it now, Northrop's in the bonus.
And actually, no, they're not. Not yet. That's 6 fouls. They will be in the next one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Garrett Snyder did miss both free throws, and Mason Miller will inbound the ball here in a moment for Carroll. And here we go, and he finds John Wenger, trying to find somebody else to lead it up, and eventually finds Miller, who will pass to McKeeman, or Freiberger to set up. Hester now finds McKeeman again, directing a little bit of traffic. He drives to his left and finds Miller. Now Wenger outside, over to McKeeman. He tries the layup, and he is fouled on his way up by Garrett Snyder. That is foul number 6 on Northrop. As one more for them, and they will also be in the bonus. But McKeeman will get 2 free throws here on the shooting foul.
And actually, that foul was on Scott, number 4 for the Bruins, and fouls are definitely playing a role in this game.
Well, McKeeman makes his first free throw, and Carroll's within 3. Well, that's another thing. It seems like McKeeman had a good stroke, and if they keep making free throws, they will be right in this game to the end.
Yes, and that's what they need to do tonight.
Well, McKeeman makes both, and Carroll is within 2 points, 21-19 here, as Jacob Claypool leads it back up for Northrop. And Scott back over to Claypool, finds Edwards. And Claypool thought about taking the long 3, but thought better of it. Now finds Brenton Scott. He'll take the 3. He's rims out, but Dominic Hogue with an impressive rebound. Finds Brenton Scott. He tries the fancy pass to Dominic Hogue, but it does not work, and it will be going Carroll's way.
Ball handling is playing a role in this game. I mean, sloppy pass, maybe fancy, but sloppy pass. Knocked out, couldn't control it.
Well, that's good for Carroll, but good defense by Claypool. Nope, I thought he stepped out, but it was a foul. Because now Northrop is in the bonus, and McKeeman will get a 1-and-1 at the line. That'll give him an opportunity to tie this game for Carroll. So what do you think here? Last couple minutes, what's impressed you?
I think so far the game's been pretty even. I mean, you've had Northrop, they haven't really done so well shooting the ball.
McKeeman makes his third consecutive free throw. Carroll within 1.
And now Carroll actually making their shots at the free throw line, getting their points. They're just 1 away from tying this game with a free throw from John McKeeman.
And he does tie the game. 21-21 with 2:28 left in the second quarter as Jacob Claypool of the Bruins leads it up. Finds Brenton Scott. He seems to be wanting to shoot more in the last couple minutes. And that's a kick ball on Miller on the attempted pass by Claypool.
Looking, maybe this Charger team is underestimated, looking that Northrop is number 20 in the state, and Chargers obviously winless.
A nice inbounds play there by John Hester. And then the foul on Dominic Hogue, and Neon Nation, the blockout, is going nuts here.
Let's see him if he can make his shot. Carroll can get their first lead of the game. Or should be second.
Adam Freiberger's at the line now for Carroll. It's McKeeman made 4 in a row. We'll see if Freiberger can continue the streak for Carroll. And he does. And Carroll has a 22-21 lead.
Carroll's just wanting to go into halftime with the lead, obviously, like every team does, and try to hold that as much as possible through the second half.
That'll be big for him as and Freiberger gets the lucky roll off the front of the rim. Carroll up by 2. And if they can take a halftime lead against the number 20 team in the state, they'll have a lot of momentum going into the second half.
I mean, they're playing good ball.
Well, the shot by Spencer Coward is now good.
And nothing for Northrop is falling.
As now McKeeman for 3. He got it.
Wow, crowd going nuts there. And a timeout by Northrop.
Wow.
With the score 26-21, Chargers lead tonight.
Well, Northrop's fans are now very quiet here near us, and the other side of the gym, Carroll's blackout Neon Nation is going insane.
And we have Jonathan McKeeman leading all scorers with a score of 11, and Adam Freiberger close behind with 10. They're keeping this Charger team in control, more or less, and in this game.
They've been playing pretty well. They've combined for all but 5 of Carroll's points. And if it works for them, I don't see a problem with it, and I think they should keep going.
Yes, sir. What do you think about this second quarter, Christian?
I'm not really sure if it's Carroll's defense, if they're playing better, they've really gotten in the groove, or if it's because Bryson Scott has been sitting on the bench. But Carroll really kicked it into gear here.
Well, I think it's definitely been a little of both. They've been forcing Northrop to take some bad shots.
Yeah. Could be the blackout nation over there. Maybe,
Brenton Scott drives and with a finger roll. And that gets Northrop's crowd going a little bit more. As John Hester takes the inbound. Passes to McKeeman, who will lead it up for Carroll. Up 26-23 with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the first half, which has been an impressive one for the Chargers. Now Hester finds John Wenger, and he goes back to Hester. And that pass, the cross-court pass, is not going to work as Spencer Coward intercepts it for Northrop, and Claypool leads it up again.
And a very athletic takeaway.
Right to Brenton Scott, who forces another 3. He did have a pretty good look there, but he seemed to rush his shot. And there's a foul. And now Carroll will get the ball here. Another foul on Northrop, I believe.
They've really been keeping Bryson Scott out of this game tonight. I mean, especially in the second quarter.
Well, Brenton Scott only has 4 points himself, which is always going to be helpful against 2 of the best players in the state.
Carroll seems to be playing like it's the fourth quarter here. They need to remember it's only the last minute in the second quarter.
Well, that's Brenton Scott's second foul as he has a reach in on Freiberger.
The brothers are just getting into trouble now, it seems, especially with that reach in, something they really did not want to commit because now John Wenger's at the line for a 1-and-1.
That's not what they need. If both of the twins are out, though, they're kind of screwed. But we'll see what John Wenger can do if he can capitalize. And he makes the first, 27-23 now, with 35 seconds left in the second quarter.
And with foul trouble with Northrop committing 9 and Chargers committing 6.
As Wenger makes both, and Carroll shooting now free throws very well right now.
And just capitalizing on their free throws as the Chargers have. I mean, that's really the key to this game. It's looking like, other than the outside shooting by Freiberger.
Well, he's been shooting pretty well too. And now the free throws, as the shooters seem to be doing well here for Carroll. As it looks like Bryson Scott, who just recently checked back in, and it seems like they're going to hold for one final shot here with the 18 seconds and counting.
Looks like they're looking to set up a play just in between the brothers.
With 10 seconds, there's no timeout. Neon Nation yelling very loudly. Finds Bryson Scott. And his shot rejected by Winger. And his potential buzzer-beating half-court shot is blocked by Brenton Scott, which ends the first half. Carroll leading 28-23. And before we go to break, what's impressed you guys?
For me, Matt, I would just say keeping Brennan and Bryson and practically the whole Northrop team during the second quarter almost ice cold. I mean, they're throwing up shots and they're not making them. And especially steals like that or a block by Wenger. I mean, those are key plays in the second quarter.
Christian, any final thoughts in the first half?
I have to agree with Colin. Really, just you need to contain the Twins, and Carroll's been doing a really good job doing that.
All right. Well, that's the end of the first half here from Carroll Fieldhouse at Carroll High School, with the Chargers leading the Bruins 28-23, and we will take a break for halftime.
This is Coach Beasley, and you're listening to Charger Basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And welcome back to Carroll Charger Basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. We're just about set here to start the second half, with Carroll leading Northrop 28-23. And guys, final thoughts on the first half?
Christian?
Not too sure. I think Northrop's doing a great job on defense. They've really slowed down on offense, haven't been scoring too much. But they really need to just work on Carroll's defense, get through, and maybe score in the paint a little.
All right.
And at the end of the first half, they were playing good defense.
What about some thoughts here as we start the third quarter for the second half?
Just do what they were doing that second quarter. Keep the uptight defense.
Well, Bryson Scott comes right out and makes a two-pointer for Northrop to pull them within three here. Chandler White and Tanner Ginder both back in for the first time since the early first quarter. It's been a while since we've seen them. Dominic Koeg on Northrop actually has 3 fouls. I'm surprised he's playing.
Yes, then Chandler White with 2 fouls on him. He has 0 points so far.
Well, he needs to get going, and he also needs to stop fouling people.
Tanner Ginder also has 2 fouls and 0 points.
Well, obviously the load has been carried by Freiberger and McKeeman so far. Got a little information on McKeeman here. Christian, why don't you read that off for us?
J-Mac is his nickname. Favorite college team, Purdue, the local team. And favorite sports movie, Coach Carter, respectable. His pregame ritual is to take a nap. Not really sure how that works, but
I think it's a good idea. You have a lot of energy for the game. Always fresh, you can play more.
And it's looked at like a questionable inbound, a out-of-bounds ball that came off apparently the Northrop team.
That's all right. Well, Freiberger now has it for Carroll as he tries a floater, which is no good, and Brenton Scott with the rebound. He leads it up the floor. Now stolen by Ginder, and Chandler White will lead it up for Carroll.
So far this half, it has not been good ball control for both teams.
Well, we did see a lot of that in the first half, too.
And especially at the very beginning.
Yeah, when Ginder was in, there seemed to be a little more. Now he's back. He took a couple bad shots. We'll see if he's improved it a little. Chandler White forced that shot. but it's rebounded by Hester out to McKeeman. Finds Freiberger over to White for three, and he's a little short. And there's a foul on Jacob Claypool, I believe. And Tanner Ginder will inbound now for Carroll with 5:59 left in the third quarter, with Carroll up 28-25.
And that is Claypool's second foul of the night.
A good inbound pass to McKeeman there. He thought about a long two, but thought better of it. And now White for McKeeman for three. He got another one. And he and Freiberger are really shooting it well for Carroll here.
Outside shooting for the both of them. Get them the ball.
That would be a good idea, but Bryson Scott's going to try to take over. He misses that shot, and Chandler White with a nice rebound for Carroll as he goes up to Ginder. And that pass intended for Freiberger is intercepted by Claypool. Nice defense by Northrop.
And Bryson has been pretty cold the second quarter. He didn't play too much, neither did Brenton Scott, but I mean, maybe we'll see a change and they'll start heating up a little bit and start making their shots. So far they haven't.
Well, maybe. I believe the point guard play from both teams is Jacob Claypool and Tanner Ginder have not done much either way, so we'll see if that improves. And now R.J. Edwards, a mid-range jumper, is no good. Bryson Scott, a nice rebound. He misses the layup, and R.J. Edwards back there for the no tip in. 31-27, Chargers leading the Bruins now, well, almost halfway through the third quarter. Chandler White will lead it up again for Carroll. And he passes over to Freiberger. Passes to McKeeman. Over to Ginder for three. He's a little short, but McKeeman the rebound. Freiberger for three. His look good, a tiny bit short. And that ball is going to Northrop off the hands of Chandler White.
That is a foul, on Chandler White. His third of the night. Getting in a little bit of foul trouble.
A little. I don't know how much longer he'll be in.
No, especially with 3 fouls on the night so far, with practically a whole second half to play yet. That may cause some trouble. I mean, he didn't do anything the first half really either.
Well, Chandler White for Carroll and Dominic Hogue for Northrop, the pair of number 5s to 3 fouls, as Chandler White goes into about 6 rows into the stands for a rebound there. But Neon Nation cheers a little. But both players have 3 fouls, both wear the number 5, and both have no points. So they need to definitely improve their games to help their team. Bryson Scott forces a shot, but it goes in. He takes good body control. He's able to stay in the air for a while. McKeeman leads up for Carroll. So Northrop's offense starting to heat up a little. What do you think?
They keep going at the rate they are, and Carroll's at the rate they are still.
Oh, what a pass from Hester.
Great lay-in by Adam Freiberger.
Wow, what a pass.
In his 12th point tonight.
That was an impressive pass from Don Hester. My goodness.
Make it sneaky like that, tricky.
That shot no good. White the rebound. And there's a foul on Dominic Hogue. That's his 4th. And he will definitely be sitting probably until almost the end of the game.
Yeah, and it looks like he'll be pulled out now.
Yeah, that is his 4th foul with 3:35 in the third quarter. We will not see him for a while.
No, we will not. He's not really playing a role for the Northrop team except giving the Chargers opportunities to score the ball. He's already he's already had 4 fouls and 0 points.
And a long inbound pass to Hester works, and there's a foul on Garrett Snyder.
Good way to draw the foul by Hester, going under the bucket, trying to put that ball up as best he can, but having that hand over him on and not able to do it.
I think it was a smart foul by Garrett Snyder. It's only his first, and he prevented the easy layup.
Let's see if Hester can make his 2 free throws.
A The first one is a little long, off the back rim and no good. So the score remains 33-29 with 3:33 left in the third quarter. And Hester will get set for his second free throw, which is also no good. He has an odd-looking release, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And I mean, he has 0 points, but also with 0 fouls. He's not really doing much. I mean, he's had several blocks and several good blocks.
Well, they could use his defense, you know. And there's a travel. I'm not sure who that one was on, as there was a lot of players around the ball there.
And it looks like that was on Bryson Scott, it seems. He has not been having his night tonight.
Well, he still has 14 points. I don't think he can complain too much.
Only to the official.
Well, he averages 19 points a game, so he's pretty close to his average. Although Brenton Scott's been held under his by a lot. He averages 14. He only has 4 points so far.
And 2 foul, well, excuse me, this foul, their 4th, maybe playing a key role for the Chargers when they're up 33-29. Let's see if they can capitalize on this foul.
Well, we'll find out as McKeeman will lead it up for Carroll. Passing to Hester. Mason Miller. Down low to Wenger. And back outside to McKeeman. Carroll seeming to have trouble getting the ball inside. As Freiberger drives, his shot partially blocked by Garrett Snyder, and he will get the ball on a foul by Carroll. So still a tight game here. What are your impressions on Carroll's efforts?
I mean, they've been somewhat doing all they can. Adam Freiberger committing his 3rd foul tonight, having 12 points. He's played a key role keeping the Chargers up on the Bruins, but yet we need him. The Chargers need him in the game, really taking those outside shots.
Well, they'll need him to, but now McKeeman will have to carry the load. And there was a foul there on Wenger's block, but it was still impressive. And Garrett Snyder hard to the floor for Northrop.
And the Chargers, several of them getting up and getting these blocks.
That's a good
Very impressive.
Well, they got 3 big men right now with Wenger, Miller, and John Hester on the floor. So there should be a lot of blocks. The Scott twins have been very quiet here in the third quarter. As Snyder makes his first free throw, cuts the Charger lead to 33-30. So a very entertaining, fast-paced game so far. And these are fun to watch. As Snyder makes the second free throw, and Northrop with him too.
And becoming the most impressive game the Chargers have played so far this season, winless, facing a 20-ranked team of Northrop Bruins.
Well, they're playing very well, and the coaching has been good for this game, and just great defense on the full-court press by Northrop, and they force a turnover.
Looks like they're starting to do that more and more. They were the first half, but now that's what they've mainly been doing this second half.
Well, forcing turnovers is really helping everybody out. They're helping their team because right now losing to an unranked Carroll team that hasn't played well here, as Claypool thinks about a 3. Now losing, I mean, they can't be happy with their performance so far. Claypool takes this 3, and it rims out. And there's an over-the-back foul on Brenton Scott. That is his 3rd. So Christian, what's your take here? A lot of foul trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Number 15, Tanner Gender. He has 2 fouls, no points. Not really helping the team out there. I think Coach should take him out. He's definitely doing some trouble to the team.
Who else is in foul trouble?
And excuse me, that foul was not on Brenton Scott, as we said. It was actually on number 50, Garrett Snyder, his 3rd tonight.
Well, he's had all 3 of them in the last couple of minutes after Dominic Hogue came out of the game. So, I mean, if they lose him and Hogue for most of the fourth quarter, they're going to have very little size on the floor.
Let's see if Chandler White can get his first points of the game here.
His first free throw rims out, and he looks a bit disappointed after that miss. I think he could just use one shot to fall, and I think he'll get going for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, give him a little kick.
We're not really seeing rhythm with this Carroll offense. I mean, we're subbing out Freiberger because he is in foul trouble. McKeeman, he's done quite a bit of work tonight.
Well, he does not have a foul yet, so he should be good to stay in for the whole fourth quarter because they need him to. We'll see as Hester seems ready to check in as White makes the second free throw.
With his first points of the night.
And he comes right out afterwards for Hester. So
Hester doesn't have any points either. He hasn't really been taking many shots though.
Well, Hester's defense is what they need him for, and he's done a fantastic job on defense so far tonight. Bryson Scott passes over to twin brother Brenton, right back to him. And he takes a shot in the lane that's off the glass and no good, and that hit top of Winger's head and then off the hands of Spencer Cowherd, and Carroll will get the ball.
And White comes back in, so does Freiberger.
And he comes in for Hester and Ginder. And so far, Carroll's offense has been better without Tanner Ginder on the floor.
Yeah, for sure. I think McKeeman and Freiberger definitely just taking over.
Well, they do have 27 of Carroll's 34 points. As Mason Miller takes a three, it's no good. But Freiberger gets the rebound, passes to White, takes a mid-range jumper, he's long.
Freiberger was wide open over there. I don't know why he didn't take a shot.
Well, White was asking for the ball. He really wants a basket, but he just thought about his shot, and that kind of forced it off track. And now it's still 34-31 Carroll leading, and they played an impressive game here so far.
And possibly seeing as he has that shoulder brace on his right shoulder, that could be playing a role in his play. I mean, maybe it's hurting, maybe it's affecting his shooting, his style, things of that nature just could be affecting his points in general. I mean, with 1 point tonight.
Well, very possible. I mean, he hasn't made a shot from the field as Bryson Scott drives him. An impressive shot off the glass there. But Chandler White, he just isn't playing very well. Even if he does have a brace on that shoulder, he needs to be taking better, smarter shots instead of trying to force something.
Yes, and now just under a minute in the third quarter, the Carroll Chargers are leading by 1 with a score of 34-33.
Now John Hester with the ball on the outside, and as with the case the whole third quarter here, it's a timeout is taken by Carroll. Carroll has had a hard time getting the ball down low to try to get some layups with their big men.
And especially this second half. They haven't really been able to do anything this second half. And the defense of Northrop has been very uptight, full court defense. We'll just see what they can do the fourth quarter.
Christian, what's your take on the defense?
Carroll's defense?
Both defenses.
Actually, Carroll's defense, they seem to be doing a great job just keeping the Scott twins from making big plays. And what is it, Bryson Scott? Yep. He only has 16 points.
Only.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's an off night for him, I guess.
Yeah. He averages like 18 points. Either way, but we still got another quarter to play.
Well, maybe that's why the Carroll's doing the zone defense to contain the Scott twins. I mean, Brighton Scott has just 4 points tonight. He has been extremely quiet. As Mason Miller is set to inbound for Carroll, and still looking, and finds McKeeman in the backcourt.
Mason Miller pretty quiet here. He only has 2 points.
Well, I don't think his role is as much to be a scorer as I think more a guy that doesn't take as many shots and makes some threes, though, when necessary. Now 25 seconds left, and great defense by Claypool. And it's a jump ball.
And it will stay Carroll's ball.
And I believe they will take the last shot now with 21 seconds left in the third quarter. Carroll leading 34-33.
And now let's see if they may be able to draw up a play quite a bit and see if they can maybe make a long-range shot or just go in for the bucket and steal.
Brenton Scott made an amazing play there. Freiberger took the inbound pass and he just stole it right from him, and he will get a And now Claypool will inbound it as neither team is in the bonus here for this third quarter, both with 6 fouls.
Foul trouble early for both teams, both at 6.
Well, there haven't been that many fouls, but the fouls have been spread out to all players. And almost every player right now seems to have at least 2 fouls.
Yes, especially for the Bruins team.
As that pass goes out to R.J. Edwards, and Northrop will take the last shot with 12 seconds and counting. Bryson Scott with the ball. He drives. Triple team, and Spencer Cowler tries a shot. Wenger won't be able to get one off here. As that will end the third quarter with Carroll leading 34-33. This has been through 3 quarters. That is our score, and we will take a break here for the third quarter.
This is Coach Beasley, and you're listening to Charger Basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And welcome back to CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. We're about ready to start the fourth quarter here with Carroll leading 34-33. And if Carroll wants to hold on to this lead to pull off the upset, what do they need to do?
They need to start shooting the ball. I mean, they have one leading scorer in, and that is John McKeeman with 15. They need to get him the ball if they can and see if they can get him shots. Although maybe spread the passes out to other players, see if they can get each other points as well.
Well, Adam Freiberger, I'm sure, will come back in at some point in this quarter. As Brenton Scott over to Claypool. Scott gets the ball back. And they're playing in the backcourt as Neon Nation making some noise again. As Bryson Scott's going to take a 3. And it's no good. And that is off the hands of Corey Womack, who's recently checked in, and Carroll will get the ball.
And he has not been able to shoot from the outside at all tonight.
He has not, but well, Bryson Scott did have 1 3, I believe, in the second quarter, but other than that, you're correct. He has missed most of his long-range shots as he guards McKeeman very tightly here. As a nice dribble behind the back by McKeeman. He drives all the way and almost gets the 3-point play opportunity, but he'll get to it the line where he has made all 4 of his shots tonight.
And great try by John McKeeman tonight, leading with 15 points and doing his share at the line, really helping this Carroll Charger team.
And we'll see if he can make 2 more and extend their lead a little. The first shot is up and good. Now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. As a couple of substitutions are made, Dominic Krog has come back in for Northrop, even though he has 4 fouls and 0 points. 1 more, he's done, and there's still more than 7 minutes left in this game.
Yes, and they have 2 players who are in foul trouble.
As McKeeman misses that free throw, but gets his own miss and lays in the rebound.
Great 3-point play by John McKeeman.
Well, very impressive. And now 37-33, Carroll leading as Brenton Scott takes a 3, and that was not a very good shot. Battle for the rebound, Hogue with it. And a jump ball. I don't believe there was a foul called. Nope. And the ball will stay.
Yeah, it will stay with Carroll.
Okay. Yeah. Looks like there's a little confusion here on the play.
A little heated argument down there.
Ginder will take the inbound. But yes, there was definitely some arguing between teammates there.
Yes, there was.
Well, to have a good team, you can't have your own players fighting each other on the court. Oh, what a play by Brenton Scott. And he'll lay it right in. And out of the twins, he seems to be the better defender of the 2. And now a full court press. And Ginder will, he's double teamed. He gets out of it momentarily and finds Miller. And I'm not sure. Brenton Scott, another steal, back-to-back steals now. And he's stripped of the ball by McKeeman, who stripped of it right back by Bryson Scott.
Oh, there's a foul.
Chandler White takes the charge, and Neon Nation going crazy here.
Great call by the official.
Well, he definitely got his feet set. That was very clear. And it seems hard to draw some charges in this in high school basketball, but Chandler White, it was very obvious he did a fantastic job getting his feet set.
And both brothers having a total foul of 5. I mean, you have Brenton with 2 and Bryson with 3. They're really helping out this Carroll Charger squad in getting to the line or just turning over the ball.
Well, Carroll just took a timeout here as they're going to talk something over, but their coach has to be impressed with their performance so far. Up 37-35. Marty Beasley is the Carroll coach, and I'm sure he's happy so far. But with their 6:23 left, it's only a 2-point lead. What will they have to do to protect it?
Carroll's going to have to stick with defense. Northrop has not been having a good night, especially shooting the ball. Maybe Brendan Bryson having a little in between. Brenton with 6 and Bryson with 16, both in foul trouble. However, the Carroll Chargers just need to get to the line when they can, shoot. Now they're already in the bonus with 8 fouls on the Northrop Bruins. They just need to capitalize.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Carroll so far has done a good job capitalizing their free throw chances.
Yes, they have.
And now Neon Nation going crazy again, as they were extremely loud after Chandler White took that charge. All right, Tanner Ginder set the inbound here to start the action up again. And Northrop is on a full court press right now as he finds Chandler White. So Chandler White with just 1 point here, 3 fouls. He has not taken smart shots, although he did have the great charge there as he drives and finds Ginder. Mason Miller now, and back over to McKeeman, and he traveled.
In great Charger basketball. I mean, so far for this game, this is our best game so far.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Christian, what do you think?
I think the offense really needs to work on the turnovers.
Brenton Scott takes the 3 off the inbound, and it's no good. And there was a foul on as R.J. Edwards takes the shot. And he will go to the line for 2. Colin, what do you think?
On the Northrop Bruins, they're getting to the line now. They are now in the bonus. Then just as the Chargers get to the line, if they want to win this game, they need to capitalize at the line and start sinking their shots.
Yeah, Carroll shot the free throws a lot better than Northrop has here so far tonight. Making a lot of noise, and the first free throw was no good by R.J. Edwards.
And the blacked out Neon Nation hollering and chanting for that missed free throw. Let's see if he can miss another one so Carroll gets an opportunity to score the ball.
Well, they're still up by 2, a little less than 6 minutes remaining here in the game. And the second free throw is good.
Carroll only leading by 1 now. There's 5 minutes, 50 seconds left.
Well, this has been an exciting game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to overtime. And I thought Mason Miller was open there, but Hester decided to just pass to McKeeman, and they will set up their offense.
And John McKeeman been playing a very clean game tonight with 18 points and 0 fouls.
Yes, he has been the only, what a play by Bryson Scott. He does a good job drawing the foul on Hester, but Hester turned his head for 1 second, and Bryson Scott steals the ball. So both twins seem to be very good on defense.
I mean, even with Bryson with 16 points, lately he's been having trouble shooting the ball and letting it fall. Let's see if he can possibly miss 1 or 2 of these free throws, turn over the ball to the Chargers, get down the court and score.
Now one fact that we have underestimated tonight as Scott makes the first free throw is the rebounding. And so far, what teams have the edge on the boards in your mind?
It's looked to being the Bruins. I mean, height, speed. Looks like the speed is playing more of a role.
And second free throw rims off, but Wenger loses the handle. Edwards takes the shot, it's long, and McKeeman the rebound. He's double teamed by the Scott twins, and he gets it to Hester. He's also double teamed, and now Carroll has a fast break. McKeeman lays it up and in. He's got 20 points tonight.
Wow, Neon Nation going crazy right now.
Great performance by John McKeeman tonight. Very good.
He has more than half of the points. He has 20 of 39 for Carroll, who are up 39-37. Bryson Scott again trying to make the comeback. And Bryson Scott seems to be trying to do it all himself, not using much his teammates other than maybe his twin brother. And I don't think that's helping his team.
No, I mean, him and his brother playing with each other since, being twins, playing each other forever, that's an advantage, but playing with this Northrop team, maybe not.
Well, Bryson Scott makes the first free throw, cuts the Charger lead to 1. Scott with 18 points, just one behind his season average of 19. Brenton Scott, on the other hand, has just 6. He's been pretty quiet. We'll see what happens as Scott misses the second free throw.
And Tony Orr is subbed in for John Hester now.
And the full court press is bothering Carroll. And a timeout called by Marty Beasley. And now Carroll has 2 remaining. Northrop with 3. And Carroll holding on to, for dear life, a 1-point lead. And
now let's see if they can draw up a play. They get this ball at the end of the timeout. See if they can draw up a play, score the ball, and play uptight defense against this Northrop team. See if they can turn over the ball and score quite a bit more.
Well, we'll find out. It's been a very entertaining, very close game the whole way. I don't think either team's had a lead of more than 4 or 5 points. So we'll see what happens.
It'll definitely be coming down to the wire.
And just with under 5 minutes to play, the score is 39 for the Carroll Chargers and 38 for the Northrop Bruins. Both teams in foul trouble tonight.
Oh, yes, very true. And Dominic Hogue, so far, he has 4 fouls. He's done a good job not to get the 5th one, but there's still almost 5 minutes left in this game. And that's it, not even including the potential of overtime. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, and especially a long time to score with Tanner Ginder to inbound the ball.
Well, this full court press really seems to be bothering Carroll, because the Scott twins are playing great defense right now, as McKeeman will lead it up for Carroll. Passes into John Winger. And that pass is intercepted by Hogue, who had great awareness on the play. And now Brenton Scott lets Claypool lead it up. Still with the ball now. Passes to Brenton Scott, thinking about a 3. Decides better of it. Bryson now. Back to Claypool. Back over to Brenton Scott, who takes the 3. It is no good. Rebound hit out by Hogue, and Wenger ends up with the ball. Passes over to McKeeman, who has been the best player on the floor tonight. Gives it to Miller. Driving is Tony Orr. He misses the shot. Tip in, no good. Orr makes the putback.
And this first point of the night tonight.
Well, these are his first minutes in 2 quarters, but he makes the most of them, and that's what you want from your bench.
Being a very athletic team of both the Carroll Chargers and Northrop Bruins, seeing Adam Freiberger about to come in here. They're very quick onto the ball.
Well, Brenton Scott. I don't agree with that foul call. He hit the ball. He did not hit Brenton Scott's arm or any part of his body.
And no, I do not. It looked like it was almost practically all ball. From our view, the official view, have a difference, excuse me. Obviously, they saw something else.
Well, we'll see. And Brenton Scott will miss the first free throw. Still down by 3 here to a pesky Carroll team.
Not a great night for Brenton tonight.
Well, he hasn't shot the ball very well, but his defense has been very good.
Yeah, and especially this second half, Bryson's been held to minimal scoring, and so is the Bruins.
It's still 41-38 as Brenton Scott makes the second free throw.
Now to see this full court defense.
Chandler White back into the game along with Freiberger as McKeeman double teams. Jump ball situation. And it's going to Northrop.
Now there's something tough they have to deal with. You get that jump ball and you really haven't been able to do anything. It'll go right back to Northrop if it's pointing towards them.
Well, we also haven't said that Bryson and Brenton Scott, they're juniors. They're not even seniors yet. And Bryson's already committed to Purdue. I mean, they have a lot of talent. We're going to see what they can do. But as Brenton with the ball now, as both twins seem to be passing the ball to each other a lot. But in this pass, Garrett Snyder did not step out. Brenton Scott for three. Rims out. Hogue. And that's a foul on Carroll. I'm not sure who it was on. It was on John Wenger, his third foul.
And it looks like that Chandler White and Freiberger are about to re-enter the game after just exiting the game several moments ago.
We'll see if they have an impact. But Dominic Cole's first free throw is up and good. And the Carroll lead cut to just 1 point here, 41-40. And what an exciting game this has been. Now, with the last 3 minutes, what are your thoughts on what Carroll and Northrop should do to try to win this game?
Carroll's going to win half-play defense. They've been playing pretty good defense.
Dominic Caldwell does make both free throws. The game is tied.
Northrop really capitalizing on these free throws.
Yes, especially late in the game when it's necessary, when the score is tied 41-all. Both teams in foul trouble. Carroll a little bit more with 10. And the Bruins with 8. What the Chargers need to do is they just need to drive the lane and score as much as, as what I want to say, as efficient as they can or be as efficient as they can. But for the Bruins, they just need to keep up with the Chargers and make those last-second shots and actually be productive. What do you think, Christian?
I really have to agree with you on that one.
All right. Well, there was a timeout called by Northrop there, as both coaches are going to draw up a play here, as Carroll will have the ball. Not the game now tied. What do you think Northrop should continue the full court press?
I think so. It's been very effective for them. They've had several steals and several scores, especially by Brenton Scott tonight. Said several key steals. 7 points. Very effective.
Well, yes, they both have been effective on defense. But Bryson Scott has 18 points, but most of them came in the first half. And Brenton Scott's just been quiet. Just 7 points for him. But he has taken some more shots lately.
And let's see if the Chargers can get Adam Freiberg. He has 4 fouls now. Very close to being fouling out of this game. And same with Chandler White with 4. Only 1 point. Let's see if they can get production out of the one of the two.
Well, the lineup on the floor for Carroll right now, Chandler White has 4 fouls. Adam Freiberger has 4 fouls. Mason Miller only has 2. But John Wenger has 3. So the only player on the floor right now not in serious foul trouble is John McKeeman, who still does not have a foul.
Very clean game by John.
Well, 20 points. He's got to be proud of this performance, no matter if they win or lose. But I'm sure, he wants to cap off tonight with a win, as his shot this time is blocked by Garrett Snyder.
And him going down hard onto the floor.
And Dominic Hogue will put it up and in. Northrop retakes the lead, 43-41 here, with 2.5 minutes to go. And I think Carroll might want to take a timeout here. They have given up their lead, and now they better make a basket to regain some momentum. Chandler White to McKeeman for 3.
Sure.
Air ball. Not a bright shot. And there's a blocking foul. Is that Freiberger?
Yes, that is.
It is. He's done.
That is his 5th.
And that is it for Freiberger, who has 12 points, but has been extremely quiet here in this second half because of the foul trouble, and he's done.
And now we're seeing Tanner Ginder coming in for Freiberger, who is done for tonight.
Tanner Ginder only has the 2 fouls still, as the first free throw is no good by Brenton Scott.
And nothing is falling for the Scott twins at the line. They're having very much trouble with it.
Well, that's helped Keith Carroll in this game, as the second free throw is also no good, but an impressive rebound by Hogue. And now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, Northrop leading 43-41. This has been tight. Neon Nation, I think they make some noise maybe and distract the Scott twins and the rest of the Northrop team. They'll do something, but Bryson Scott is not really moving. He's running off some time. And I think a little more pressure on defense now would help Carroll. And they're almost at the half-court line. still there. He dribbles out of a double team. And
Great interception.
And Chandler White leads it up for Carroll.
The double team is definitely effective against Bryson Scott.
And there was a foul called there, I believe, on Brenton Scott. That would be his third.
And actually, that was on Dominic Holt.
Oh, no,
His fifth.
And now
He is
that's
done.
That's two players that are fouled out. And Dominic Holt was playing very well there for Northrop, but his fouls now are going to keep him out of the rest of this game.
Yes, and then another player very close to fouling out of this game is Garrett Snyder of the Bruins.
And don't forget Chandler White, who's up the line now. He also has 4 compared to just 1 point tonight.
Yes, a lot of foul trouble and somewhat very little productivity from both teams, from several players.
Well, the foul trouble is going to be important as both teams might have to go to their benches here. As Chandler White's first free throw up and good. Carroll within 1 with a minute and a half to play. And I think it's important that Chandler ties this game here because Northrop can run off a lot of clock if he doesn't. And he misses the second free throw. Bryson Scott going to run up the floor quickly. And his shot no good. Spencer Tower, the putback is no good, but he was fouled on the play. Carroll is in the double bonus, so he will get 2 shots at the line. All right. And Chandler White's now fouled out as well. So just 2 points for him, both from the line, and not a single basket from him. And that's the 3rd player that's fouled out now in the last couple minutes.
This is not good for the Carroll Chargers tonight.
It is not, but Tony Orr will come back in now. So still a 1-point lead, Northrop leading 43-42. A minute 24 left in this game, and Spencer Cowherd is at the line for Northrop. The first free throw, no good.
Not having luck at the free throw line, I mean, especially for the Bruins, they haven't been able to do anything.
Neon Nation is really affecting them. I really believe that. And the second free throw is good, though. And back up to a 2-point lead. Both teams with 2 timeouts. I would not be surprised to see one taken here. As McKeeman goes up the floor.
And with just a minute 20 to play.
We'll see what the coaching strategies are. As Wenger passes back to McKeeman. And that, bad pass. Brenton Scott. He lays it in. And now Northrop is a 4-point lead, and Carroll needs to make a basket. The inbound pass to Tony Orr, nice one. With just 54 seconds, they need a shot and then a foul. Tony Orr is fouled on the play.
And that is Garrett Snyder's 5th foul. He's out of the game, it looks like.
And that is 2 players from each team that are fouled out. And now both teams are in the double bonuses. That was Northrop's 10th foul. Tony Orr will get 2 shots at the line here.
In great trouble for the Northrop Bruins. Both teams with 10 fouls each. This could play a really key factor in the closing minutes with just under a minute to play.
We'll find out what happens, but Orr needs to make at least one of these free throws, preferably both. Excuse me. 49.1 seconds left in this game. Northrop leading 46-42. And let's see what Orr can do from the line. First one is up and good. 46-43 now. John Hester comes back. John Hester switches rebounding position with John Wenger. As Tony Orr's second free throw is up and also good. Carroll within 2 points now. And now they try the full court press, but it is ineffective. And the foul there by John Wenger. And Bryson Scott will go back to the free throw line where he has not been successful.
No, he has not, and especially this whole second half, shooting the ball in general, he hasn't been very productive. With 18 points, plus about 16 points the very first half, he's only had a very, very few points the second half.
John Wenger now has 4 fouls, really close to fouling out of the game.
Well, now he is the only player on the floor left now with 4, because most of the players that had 4 fouled out now. As the first free throw is good. A 3-point lead now, and if Bryson Scott makes this second free throw, that'll almost be the icing on the cake for Northrop. We'll see what happens as a timeout's been called by Carroll. All right, 45 seconds to go. What needs to happen for Carroll to make a comeback here and tie or potentially win this game?
For Carroll, they just need to, let's see if the Bruins can miss a free throw and get Carroll down, maybe even score 3, just tie the game, maybe even hope for overtime. I mean, that's a choice.
What do you think the strategy should be?
I think Carroll needs to get the ball, try to shoot the 3 ball, maybe give it to McKeeman. He seems to be pretty hot right now with 20 points, the lead scorer on the team.
Well, I disagree. There's 45 seconds. I think they should go for a layup first, and if they make that, they can foul, and even if the Northrop player makes both, they're still within 3 points. Then take the 3. If he makes both, of course.
Yes, and exactly. I'm sure the Carroll Chargers have it in the back of their head that maybe we're hoping for defense, or maybe we're hoping for a overtime period.
Well, I don't think Neon Nation was mine. They'd stay here for 17 overtime.
Yes, they would. Very active tonight and actually quite possibly helping Carroll Chargers.
I definitely believe they're helping. Making a lot of noise when Northrop's at the free throw line. As Bryson Scott here, who is Northrop's best player, is about to get set for his second free throw, which if good will give the Northrop Bruins a 4-point lead. And we'll see here as he has the ball in his hands. Takes a couple bounces, and the free throw is up and good. So 48-44 here, Carroll with the lead. Northrop with the lead. As now, they're trying a little bit of a press, and less than 40 seconds to go. McKeeman better hustle. They need to find a good shot here. And Bryson Scott is going to get the steal. And that is a foul on McKeeman, I believe.
Yes, his first of the night.
That's a rarity. Everybody else already has at least 2 fouls, I believe.
And I feel he feels that is something he must commit.
Well, he's not in foul trouble, but now with less than 30 seconds left, a 4-point lead, and Northrop at the line, Carroll's chances are looking bleak. Now Brenton Scott, it's his turn at the line.
And he has not been productive either at the line.
Let's see. The first free throw is up and good. And now I think they're doing a little better because the pressure's off.
Yeah.
All right, now no matter what, Carroll just needs to take a 3. Make that, the hope for his free throw or 2, and make another, because now it's 50-44.
Wow, 6-point lead. It's going to be really hard to overcome with 30 seconds left.
Well, we all know how. Just take a couple of quick threes. See if they go down. 21 seconds left. McKeeman better shoot. And he gives it to Tanner Ginder, who will. And no good. Oh, there's a foul. That one's on Brenton Scott. That's his 3rd. As his elbow, I believe, that got Orr right in the face.
Let's see him make one of these and quite possibly actually give the rebound, see if he can cause a rebound to go a certain direction off the rim or off the backboard and get to one of his fellow teammates.
Well, he makes the first. Now, he just needs to basically throw it, I say, try to catch it himself, and then give McKeeman maybe a 3, because that would pull them within 2 with 12 seconds left.
Yes, it would.
We'll see what the strategy is here. As the second free throw is up and also good. So within 4, or with 12 seconds, the chances are slow, as I believe it was Miller that committed the foul there. If it's him or Hester, either way, it'll be the 3rd.
It was Hester who committed the foul. It's his 3rd.
And he has 0 points tonight. And he's also been at the line and hasn't been able to capitalize.
Well, we'll see what happens, though. I mean, Bryson Scott did make 2 free throws a couple minutes ago. And the first one is up and good for him. And now Northrop at 5-point lead, 51-46 with 10.9 seconds. I don't think Carroll's chances are very high anymore.
Yeah, it just seems out of reach. And I'm sorry, Christian, what were you going to say?
I said Carroll needs a miracle here.
Well, now it's 6 points. I mean, what do they do now? Like chuck 2 threes and hope for a missed free throw in between? Well, McKeeman will drive it himself. And he traveled. So with 4.4 seconds and a 6-point lead, Northrop will most likely just run out the clock here because this game's essentially over.
Yeah, and just hold the ball. Let's see whatever they can do.
And Bretton Scott just runs out the clock. And that will be the final here from Carroll Charger Fieldhouse. The final score, Northrop 52, Carroll 46. And we will be back in a few moments with the postgame show.
This is Coach Beasley, and you're listening to Charger Basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And welcome back here to Carroll Charger Fieldhouse. The game over now. Northrop won this game 52-46. And guys, what were the key factors in their win?
For the Bruins, it just seems that full-court defense, that really helped them out with key steals and key plays by the Bruins.
Christian, what about Carroll? What did they do that helped them stay in this game?
Carroll, they definitely had Freiberger, and they had Freiberger and McKeeman definitely helping them out there. McKeeman had 20 points at the end, and Freiberger fouled out at about the middle of the fourth quarter. Definitely did not help them, but the Scotsmans definitely had a huge effect on the Carroll's defense and offense.
Well, at the end of the game, they made their free throws when it counted, and that's what you need to do when you're a star player for a team. You need to make your free throws. And now for both teams, what did the teams do wrong that they could have improved on?
Christian, how about you?
Not really sure. Carroll definitely needed to work on that full court press. It was definitely killing them here in the final seconds of the game. What about you, Colin?
I'd agree with you. That full court press didn't help them exactly the key steals by the Bruins, but hopefully we can come back and see the Chargers in the next week get their first win.
Well, the next broadcast here on CSBN is on Friday when the girls will play DeKalb, and we'll see what happens then. But until then, for Colin and Christian Miller, I'm Matthew James. The final here from Carroll Charger Fieldhouse, Northrop 52, Carroll 46. We'll see you next time here on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You've been listening to Charger Basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.